the one night a year rules are meant to be extreme. WWE Extreme Rules. Burn it down!
I take Lacey Evans as my mixed tag partner anytime, anywhere.
As a matter of fact, how about we make that match happen at Extreme Rules?
So at Extreme Rules, you're going to put both those titles on the line, and it's winners take all.
You want to play? They want to play. Let's play. Let's play.
I love this championship more than you love your wife.
You came to realize that what is standing in front of you is the next WWE champion.
So what is your answer, Kofi? Are you the man that you pretend to be? Rest in peace.
Hey guys, how's it going? Des here from Talkamania, and we hope you enjoy Extreme Rules. I'm here with the boozerweight himself, J-Bomb, and we're here to talk about Extreme Rules, our reaction, our feels, the takeaways, all that shit, and we hope you are going to enjoy it. So, J-Bomb, what do you think?
That seemed like a really long pay-per-view, right?
Well, they added 2 matches in on the end, right? So it's like,
well, there's like a 7-second match of KO.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a terrible pay-per-view.
It was
a nice way to. Yeah, it was a fun pay-per-view. I guess you could say to that for the very least. But look, man, we just got through the main event. Usually we're gonna go through it, tit by tat. But let's talk about this main event right away. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch come out. They are wearing matching outfits.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. Yeah,
that was something. I was like, had he worn something like that before? And I thought he was busting out an old one, but then really quickly I was like, I've seen that outfit before, but it was on Becky Lynch. So, yeah, there you go. Cool, though, I guess. It was cute.
I thought the match was good.
Whatever. Dude, the match was all right for sure. Lacey Evans, man, she took a beating.
Yep.
I think Baron Corbin took a beating. The whole match itself, for me, was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
I think it's safe to say Becky Lynch took a beating as well.
So this is it, right? We talked about it on last week's podcast too, but they've been kind of putting their foot in that water and seeing what they can get away with in terms of, I guess, man on woman abuse or intergender wrestling. Look, the hot topic the past week was Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan. If you guys haven't watched that match, go check it out. I watched it this past weekend. It was a fantastic match. Tessa is a queen. It was great. The match was fantastic. And I think maybe WWE is kind of seeing like maybe we have to push the edge a little bit. And wrestling moves are fake. It is fine. And man, the end of the day is great. I loved it. I thought it was pretty cool. Let's push that edge. And it really kind of rocked something in Seth Rollins, right? He saw that his mind exploded. Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you,
finish.
Dude. 3 curves. It was a bit dark, right?
You
have to say, he kind of went the dark place there where. Also, you're like, oh, shit. Well, first of all, they put them through the tables, then end of days, and then the beatdown with the kendo stick in the chair, and then 3 curb stomps, and he pins them. And it was like, oh, man, this is Brock Lesnar comes out. Oh, snap. He didn't wait a whole year.
Yeah.
He came out. He cashed in, and your new Universal Champion yet again, guys. I can't wait to go on the internet and see everybody's reaction. Brock Lesnar.
It's almost perfect in a way because we were saying that if Corbin and Lacey would have won, it would have been like a brand new, Raw would be totally changed. At least now Seth isn't the Universal Champion. He had a pretty bad run, man. Like it was pretty shitty.
Well, he's been also tied to Becky, so it's kind of been a bit of a distraction.
Even before,
but
yeah, no, it's true. He's been tied to Becky since WrestleMania. That's true.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it hasn't been. A lot of people are saying it hasn't been what it could be, and I think that's the case for many people's runs. But now what? We have Brock Lesnar who's going to go on hiatus, and we don't have a champion now.
Well, hey, he might be around more often now. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, look, he came for two Extreme Rules. It wasn't one of the big 4 pay-per-views of the year. But yeah, we had thought he was going to troll us for a year, and it would have been fun to have him come in and do some stuff. Well, no, I don't think I was the only one. The only thing that could have made this whole thing amazing for me, well, it was great, actually. It was okay. It was cool. Was Becky getting the F5. I think that would have been cool. Look, we watched WrestleMania. We saw Seth Rollins take on Brock Lesnar, and Seth took a bit of a beating but hung in there. It took just 2 German suplexes and just 1 F5, and he was out.
Well, hold on. He just went through a match. Fuck.
He went through a grueling match. I know that, but I don't know. I just thought it was a little bit quick. I would have liked to have Becky to kind of get in there and try to break it up, maybe get an F5, and then Seth gets F5'd again or something. But I have to feel that F5's coming to Becky. So
end of days and F5 to Becky in one shot would be just spectacular.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they don't want to push their luck too at the same time. It's like, well, but it would have been cool to see. I would have liked it.
Did you notice the bum shot? I didn't notice that Seth's name was on.
Oh
her
my
ass.
God, they zoomed in. Yeah, I was sitting there like, that cameraman's a perv.
So straight up, hold on, I'll show you my reaction. I'm sitting there like this, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the bum like this close to my face, and I was like, oh, that was awesome.
And then it zooms in even more when it's in your face. Yeah. But then you realize, yeah, she put Seth on her ass. So I guess like the guy got away with it with that, right? It's like, we'll zoom in really close on her ass, but we'll put Seth on it so that way it's justifiable.
That way, alrighty, yeah.
All right.
I'm just gonna say a quick hello to the guys in the chat. What's up, FPC Wrestling? What's up, Evan? How's it going, man? We got some other people in there. If you guys want to share this on Twitter, that'd be awesome. Get some more people in here. Get the chat going. But overall, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. I wasn't shocked by Lesnar coming out. And I know it's because Heyman said it, but like I wasn't shocked that he won or anything like that. So there was no reaction for me at all once Brock cashed.
I'm wondering how the internet's going to respond because they're all excited about Heyman and Bischoff being there, this whole change thing, and then Brock Lesnar gets the title right back. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. It's going to be really interesting to tune into Raw tomorrow. Pretty cool. And look, hey, they opened up the show. Our boy Nakamura wins the Intercontinental Championship from Finn Balor. There's so many question marks. J-Bomb, yes, you called it.
Actually,
or at least you.
I won 3-1.
You won. Okay, that's it. That's all we'll speak of it tonight. All right. So Nakamura ended up taking the championship off Balor. What does this mean? I don't know, man. I'm starting to think with the loss that he had and with the club kind of, I guess, seeming to grow and become stronger, maybe Balor will join the club. And I think that'd be really cool as well, too. Yeah. So who knows where this is going to lead to, but it's awesome for those who like Nakamura, and he's been kind of lost for the longest time. So him having that IC title, cool, great for him, and a good way to kick off the show. So I'm all down for that, and it's going to be interesting to see where things go from there.
Yeah, what was the follow-up to that? It was a cruiserweight, eh?
We had Drew Gulak. He ended up defeating Tony Nese. I swear at some point during that broadcast, the guy said Tony Nese. And I was like, no way. Was it Byron Saxton? Because if it is, he listens to our podcast. Yeah, I know that. Still trying to get him on there, but the WWE just won't let him. So, but Drew Gulak did retain, so that feud seems to be over. Who knows what's going to happen moving forward in 205 Live realm? Not that most of you probably care. And look, dude, this time we kick off Extreme Rules. We kick off a pay-per-view instead of finishing a pay-per-view with the dead man himself, The Undertaker, teaming with Roman Reigns and taking on Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. The match itself was all right, man. I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. And, dude, I thought Undertaker hung in there. I thought he hung in there quite well. He looked pretty good. He had some nice slimming black tights. Black hides the, Like
well, it hides the tight. I mean, the black tights hid it on Taker. It didn't hide it on Jericho last night.
That's for sure.
So Taker looked way better than Jericho, and I know
his arms were looking pretty good too. So I think overall he looked,
I think it was a statement.
He's figuring out his hairline. He kind of shaves around in the sides. He knows what to work with, and I think it was not too bad at all. Obviously, they had to have that one botch where he went for the tombstone at the end, and Shane kind of fell down. Undertaker was like, partially was like, "Oh no, boy," but also like, "Fuck, man!" I got so close. And I had to have that, but it wasn't too bad. And in the end, Tombstone was good, and the match itself was all right. But I felt the ending went on a bit too long. It was like Undertaker's music.
Oh, yeah, the ending of the match was just,
And then it went to Undertaker's music, and it just was like, what's going on?
I feel like they're teasing Sting. There was a crow
Yeah,
in
man.
that
It
promo.
seems like they might be.
And then there was a
seems like they might be.
there was Sting's crow sound in that promo as well. And then after the match, they went from Undertaker's to Roman's back to Undertaker's music, and they were kind of teasing it. And they kind of did that a bit when Kofi won as well. Like they were kind of making it seem like, is Brock Lesnar going to come out? Is he going to come out? But
I didn't even actually, to be honest with you, when it came to Samoa Joe and Kofi Kingston, we can talk about that. I had Brock Lesnar didn't even cross my mind for some reason. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, let's sit there and enjoy this match. And to be quite honest with you, I actually really liked this match. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the chemistry that the two of them had together was a lot better than I thought they were going to have. I thought Joe looked really good. He was dominant. A lot of look.
I don't know if he was dominant. He lost
on Kofi. I think he was dominant against Kofi for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Kofi didn't get too much offense. His finger got broken pretty early on. And I mean, we all know how much we need our middle finger to wrestle a match. But it was pretty cool. And then the Trouble in Paradise came out of nowhere. A lot of people were like, well, that's kind of lame. It came out of nowhere, one move, and he gets pinned. You know, at least it wasn't a roll-up this time. But I don't know. I mean, like, I get the Trouble in Paradise is a bit of a soft move. I think one of the Usos actually has that move as one of their regular moves, and they actually do it quite often, and it just, the guy kicks out right away. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I really thought that Joe was going to win this one. I thought he could legit win this one. So I feel like although Joe lost, I think this is Kofi Kingston's really legitimizing himself as a champion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's having that run. He's beating the challengers. He's had it since WrestleMania. So when he does inevitably lose it, that title right there that J-Bomb's presenting.
I feel like Vanna
White. Yeah. Well, almost as old. But yes, when he finally does lose a title, we can look back and say, man, he really had a good run. So that's awesome. But I kind of had a feeling that Joe was going to walk out with it, but he didn't. But people are complaining. I like the fact that there wasn't a bunch of false finishes tonight. And that's one of the biggest things, right? Like, I know. I've said it tons of times. AEW has way too many, and I still think they have way too many. But I felt like there was barely any false finishes tonight.
There was a weird feel to the pay-per-view. And before we carry on, I just want to say a quick what up to Joel from Kayfabe Chronicles. He just joined us. What's up, bud? There was a weird feel to it. It seemed like they were just getting things out of the way. They were just ending storylines relatively quickly. There was nothing that came, like, let's take, for example, Alexa Bliss. That match, there was really nothing came out of it once it ended.
Well, it's funny because in our pre-show, I was saying, don't be surprised if there's nothing that really comes out of it.
Did you? I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, well, this could happen, that could happen. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if Bayley just wins, And that's kind of what happened. She won with her big elbow drop off the top rope, which it's funny. I watched it and I'm like, I don't really like it. But then I watched the replay. I'm like, it's not too bad of an elbow drop. But then you see Kairi Sane doing an elbow drop, and you're like,
but it's a different type of elbow drop than Kairi Sane's.
I don't know.
If she did it like Kairi Sane, it would
Is it a finishing move elbow drop though? Is it really worthy? I mean, the belly to Bailey's lame, so I guess maybe.
Well, Bailey's kind of lame, so.
Yeah. Okay, well there you go. But she ended up doing it. She beat the odds. She beat Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss tonight. We don't know what's gonna happen. It looks like Alexa was comforting Nikki at the end of the match. Like she wasn't initially upset, but that can completely change come Monday Night Raw. She could look all nice and all of a sudden turn on Nikki. But maybe this is going to lead to Sasha Banks coming out and helping. Maybe there'll be a tag team match at SummerSlam. It would kind of be a lackluster return for Sasha.
It'd be horrible.
To be thrown into a tag team match like this. But we did see Bayley kind of almost pull out this Banks statement tonight. So I don't know if that was making a statement itself.
Ooh. Evan in the chat says Undertaker versus McIntyre at SummerSlam, then Taker versus Sting at Survivor Series.
That could be cool. I heard they were nixing. I heard they were taking a step back on the whole Undertaker Drew McIntyre match last week. It was pretty heavily reported that they're putting a pin on it because Heyman coming in and Bischoff coming in. They really want to shake things up. They want to put a lot of effort into NXT Takeover and to SummerSlam. But you know what? To be honest with you, with the outcome of that match, the way things go, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't mind it. I would be down to see Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre. I don't know if they would have a long or solid one-on-one match. But now the rumors are also that he might not even be involved in SummerSlam. So we'll see. But we're weeks away. A lot could change. A lot could happen. I'm sure The Undertaker felt good in this match. He looked a lot better than normally. So I guess time will tell, but it could be a good match. I wouldn't mind. And that would be great for Drew.
Would you be down for a Sting Undertaker match, though?
I would be okay for it. I'd be okay for it to put it on the card. Don't put it in the main events. Put it somewhere where you have lots of other people getting opportunities and shit. And if you have enough room and time, you can stick it in there. Definitely down to do it. I know Sting's has been wanting to do it. And, you know, with these crows they're dropping in and stuff and the promos, you have to think, really? It's got to be something, right? Well, he even said so himself on social media. If he was to come back, it would be against The Undertaker. So
it would only make sense, right?
We'll see.
You predicted this one correctly. The Revival successfully retained against the Usos.
Good for me.
You got your one.
Yeah, I got my one. The match was okay. Actually, it was a good tag team match. They went with a shatter machine. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the match was okay. It was good. Yeah, I don't know. Was there anything I'm missing from it notable like that he did? Like the Usos had new trunks on.
Actually, yeah. When I don't know which one. The one who looks like he shit his pants. I think he's got the mustache, the bald one.
Right. He's got I always notice he's a really big back, like a big wide back. Just yeah. Okay. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I just know it is.
The best part of the match is when the ref turned to him when they were double teaming one of the Usos.
In the corner, and he was pretending to be hurt. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind the Revival for stuff like that.
Me too. I like them for stuff like that.
Yeah, they're not terrible. But yeah, they retain over the Usos. Yeah, you thought the Usos were gonna win, and you were wrong.
Yes, I was wrong. But we were both wrong when it came to the triple threat tag team. And I just want to note out, and I appreciate Evan picking up on this because we talked about it on the pre-show and we talked about it last night. I think we talked about it last night. Yeah.
What is it?
The fact that I said, if you're in a tag team match, it's a triple threat. Why don't you tag yourself in and pin your own partner?
That was last night.
Okay. And I don't know. I think it was Baron Saxton even mentioned it tonight. And then I saw a few other people. I forget the girl's name. It's the Jessie girl who always posts videos of herself talking. She asked the same question. So I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if people are straight up tuning into Talkamania and stealing our shit.
So what is it? Like if you're against their team, you just tag yourself in and pin your own.
Okay, so Rowan's in the ring with Otis, right? They both go to the corner where Daniel Bryan is, and Daniel Bryan tags Rowan. If he would have tagged Otis, then Rowan and Daniel Bryan would have been legal. And then they could have just, one of the two could have pinned each other, and then they would have won.
Solve for X. Like an algebra equation. Yes, right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it would be stupid, but it will happen. I guarantee you it will happen eventually.
Look, I thought it would have been cool if the New Day were going to win. Like, Big E kind of like... First of all, Daniel Bryan's doing headbutts at the top rope again.
Yeah, but he like barely headbutted the guy.
But still, I'm sure he always wants to barely headbutt the guy anyways. And he's been doing the torpedoes outside the ring as well, too. So
fucking Daniel Bryan, man.
I don't know. I guess he's just like, if I'm going down, I'm going down. But it would have been really cool to see maybe kicked out of the Midnight Hour or whatever. I don't know. But it would have been cool to see Big E beat Daniel Bryan in a small package, but call it the big package.
You and your packages.
And then the next week on SmackDown, he's like, "We beat you." He's like, "Yeah, you beat me with the small pack. I beat you with a big package. My package is big." And then Daniel Bryan is like the small package, and Big E's the big pack. It would have been hilarious if they would have played on that. It would have been funny. I think they could do it.
Honestly, I liked how Big E got serious at the end of that match. I really liked that entire match. Yeah. And I really liked the end of that match. It really worked.
Yeah, the match was good. I liked it. I thought it was a very good triple threat. And we were saying that the one at AEW is really hard to contend with. Definitely didn't beat it. But for the WWE content and caliber, pretty solid.
Evan just said that was a fantastic or a flawless Big E impression.
That what? Who did?
The chat. A guy in the chat.
Yeah, but what impression?
The Big E impression you did.
I did a Big E impression?
Are you smoking again?
No, I don't know. I do voices.
The big package. The big package.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. See, this guy's down with the big package, so there you go. Sorry.
Let's talk Aleister Black versus Cesaro. It was pretty good. That whatever you want to call it, when Aleister Black jumped off the top rope and Cesaro caught him on his shoulders, and then turned it into a European uppercut, I thought that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was good. Even turning the move he did into the sharpshooter, like a lot of the transitions were really good during that match. And you know what? Cesaro sold really well. He did a lot of collapsing. Like he'd get hit with like a kick or something, and his legs would just give out, and he'd be like, and just crumble down to the ground. And I think he did a lot of that really well. He made Aleister Black look really good. He looked really strong. The match was what I expected, pretty much.
It could have been a tad longer. I know you don't like the false finishes, but I could have had a couple in there.
Oh, the black mask was like, I wasn't sure if it was just a kick or a black mask, because sometimes he hits those kicks randomly and like kicks him and clips him in the head.
He fucked him up in that.
Yeah, he did. Well, he also, this is what I'm saying, he sold really well too. The way he collapsed down after getting hit with that move, I mean, you saw it in slow-mo. His jaw actually kind of was like, but the way he collapsed down was really good. The way he sold was great. The match itself was good. Now, where does he go from here? Who does he feud against? Maybe now that he's gone through Cesaro, maybe he can go into a feud with Bray Wyatt. It might make sense. But then again, who do you have win? You know, I think ultimately if you brought Bray Wyatt in, the crowd would inevitably have to turn on Black, because I think that they would be, you know, really behind Bray and they're excited to have him back. And I think Aleister Black with his promos too kind of has been walking that that kind of is he a heel, is he a face kind of style of his promo. So, but we'll have to see. We'll wait and see. Aleister Black's back though, and that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Aleister Black's back. You know what? As you were talking, I was thinking about false finishes. I think you're right. For the build-up that we got for Extreme Rules, there was not really any like huge rivalry matches or any huge builds. I like false finishes and huge builds. When it's like the final payoff, the match should go, 25, 30 minutes, and there should be some kickouts from some finishers.
I absolutely agree with you. I think that's, 100%.
All right, Kayfabe's signing off right now, but he loved that Cesaro match in Black. Joel, we'll see you soon, buddy. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care, man.
Let's talk the Extreme Rules match between Braun Strowman and Bob.
And Bob, our good friend Bob. It was okay. It was kind of like a meat and potato grind fest.
Honestly, when they went in the hallway and they had the pardon our appearance wall set up, I was sure somebody was going through that.
Me too. I was like, there's for sure someone's going to be going through that. And then right to the side of it, you saw like these two security guards seemingly trying to stop somebody from coming through the tunnel. Yeah. I was trying to see, and they're like, who are they stopping? And like, it was only like one small person or something. So I was like, these old dudes aren't doing a great job. But it was okay. The match itself was all right. I knew they were going to end off in a big stunt.
That stunt was bad.
It wasn't great. But then I was like, dude, he's going to power slam him right to the floor. And I was like, I was excited by that. But every time I see them kind of like land on that big matte foam kind of black square, it's kind of like that big X that stuntmen land on, it's very obvious. It sticks out like a sore thumb, right?
Did you see the gate that he kicked through? It was like steel gate, cardboard? What the fuck was that?
It's like one of those things you put at the end of your stairs so your kids don't climb it or something.
It was worse than that. Did you notice the fan coming down the stairs?
No.
Oh, you didn't see when they were walking up to that, somebody like it looked like they rushed either Bobby Lashley.
Oh, he threw him down the stairs.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that was fucking RVD, man.
No.
And a lot of people thought it was RVD. No, it was obviously a joke, but a lot of people thought he looked like RVD on Twitter. It was hilarious.
I don't know. I thought he looked like a generic fan, I don't know.
But yeah, no, that finish was shit. And then the camera, they fucked up the camera angle because they showed Braun Strowman crawl. Did you catch that? They showed Braun Strowman crawl into like where he was gonna bust through. So when it cut to the ref, I was like, oh god, he's just gonna bust right through that shit.
I didn't know. I saw him bust through. I was like, oh, that's cool. But I had missed the initial part, so no, I didn't see that. But there you go. We'll see what happens. I guess I hope that's the end of the feud between the two of those guys.
I think it's the end of every feud. I honestly think. Actually, that probably had the biggest build of the whole card. They went weeks against each other.
Because those guys have been having arm wrestling matches and all kinds of shit for the longest time. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Did we talk AJ Styles and Ricochet? Did we already do this?
We didn't. AJ Styles, Ricochet. AJ Styles won the United States Championship, so that title is being passed around yet again. J-Bomb called it.
3 title changes on Extreme Rules, man. 4 title changes on Extreme Rules.
I like the match. I thought the match with the two of these guys was great. They did new things, and I don't know. I was invested. I liked it. I liked the club being involved in the outside. I liked the finish.
Styles Clash like coming off backwards was really cool.
Yeah, I was wondering how he was going to do this when he landed. It's kind of like, I don't know, it looked like he was landing for that finish, and then AJ gets up, and I'm like, really? How's he going to make this into a Styles Clash? And he did, and it looked like his Ricochet's face splatted on the mat.
I'm surprised that we got Ricochet and AJ Styles, and there was no 450s.
Oh, it's true. There was no 450s, but the whole I like the double Pele kick almost in a sense at one point. I don't know, man. Like it's basically your typical what you would think Ricochet and AJ would be. Lots of spots, lots of flashy stuff, and a good payoff in the end. So I don't know what's going to happen here. If Ricochet is going to come back after AJ at SummerSlam, or if they're heading into SummerSlam as the club and plus Balor, maybe. I don't know. It's like you said, if this really is a pay-per-view where all the feuds are ending more or less, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're only a few weeks away from SummerSlam, and no one really knows what's going to be happening. And we have a new Universal Champion, so there's so many question marks leading into SummerSlam. There's so many question marks leading into Monday Night Raw. So it's going to be exciting, and there's going to be lots of reasons to tune in. So overall, it's exciting to cap off a Sunday night with Extreme Rules. We started it off with Fight for the Fallen. There was Evolve. There's G1 as well as all weekend, which will continue on. And
forever. G1 never ends.
It never ends.
We forgot a match, though. The match of the night. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. So, I was complaining at first to J-Bomb. I was like, dude, really? Must have been a time thing. To have that last 7 seconds, kind of a waste of time. You're flying Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler out. But you know what? I think, you made a good point. We were talking after as well, too. And it's like, dude, they really hit the reset button on him. They're really trying to inject him into our veins. And I think they don't want us to forget about it. And I think they just wanted to slip him in there. So having him slip in there is good. That's it. Nice and tight. And, comes out, hits the stunner, gets the quick win, repeats what he said last week. And it was good, I guess. Short and sweet. So it's something to build off of, and yet another reason to tune in to TV this coming week.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, if you think about it, there was only 3 champions that are still champions after Extreme Rules. So we got Bayley that retained, Becky Lynch that retained, and the Revival that retained. Everybody else is new. So that's fresh.
Everybody else are losers.
Like Dez.
Oh. I guess.
Oh, that's some good shit, pal. That's some good shit. So, I guess we'll be back with a new episode this Thursday for our premium, for our patrons. It'll be there on Wednesday. So if you want to join, you can join for as little as $1 a month and support the show. Don't forget to download the Full Press Coverage app, available for Android and iPhone. Thank God I have the ticker at the top because I never remember where you can download that. And anything else you want to add before we kick off?
No, that's it, man. Thanks for joining us this weekend. It was a lot of fun. We're going to be heading into SummerSlam in the coming weeks. J-Bomb's going to be representing SummerSlam from Montreal. I'm going to be hitting up Toronto. I'll be at NXT, and I think now I'm going to be at SummerSlam. So it's going to be a really cool weekend. I will be hitting up our usual shit as well, too. And we'll still pull off our live show, even if I'm calling in from Toronto. Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun. And like J-Bomb said, we'll be releasing new content this week. After Raw, after SmackDown, we'll be talking about everything that's been going on this week. We'll be talking about what's going on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, our road to SummerSlam. Make sure to join us and follow us at _Talkamania to see what's going on. And until next time, have a happy Rusev Day.
Yeah. And Dez is taking over the Instagram while he's in Toronto. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
All right. J-Bomb's out. Dez already said bye, that cocksucker. We'll see you next time on Talkamania.
Ooh.